2600 from Atari. It's the video system with classics galore, from Space Invaders to cars that roar. A real hip joystick controls the screen. Solaris is hot and Midnight Magic's mean. And one more thing, it's got a special low price, under 50 bucks. 50 bucks? Now isn't that nice? The club is back, oh yes sirree. It's the 2600 from Atari.
Atari is back in the console race again after 30 years with an all-new console labeled the Atari Box. At E3 2017, Atari CEO Fred Chesney, correct me if I'm calling the name wrong, confirmed to GameBeat that they are indeed making a new console. Apparently this console has been years in the making. They haven't really released too much information on the console, except for two things, one of which is shown in this trailer. Now the trailer doesn't really reveal that much, but from what is shown in the trailer, the only major design difference between the Atari Box and the 2600 is the glowing logo. The next known thing about the console is it being based on PC technology, at least that's what Chesney said. So maybe 4K gaming is a possibility. Now it's great that Atari finally decided to get back in the game, but I personally think it's just a bad time. Right now the competition is faced with Microsoft's Xbox One X, Sony's PlayStation Pro and Nintendo Switch. And I personally think that Atari doesn't have the resources to keep up with these console giants. Resources being its credibility. After the last major flop, I personally believe it will be extremely difficult for Atari to get AAA companies to gamble on making games for this thing. Considering how long Atari hasn't made a console, and let me remind you once more that their last console was an epic failure, and they have been struggling ever since. So just imagine how hard it will be to get people to depart with their cash. Now I'm not saying no one would want to buy it, cause I know a lot of you would, especially just for the sake of nostalgia. However, not everyone has a nostalgic reason to buy this console. Considering a lot of gamers today are way too young to have ever used an Atari, so exactly who has money to throw away? Believe it or not, majority of console buyers actually want to play AAA games, and no one would want to buy a console that hardly has any. Just look at how hard the Vita crashed. People do buy the Vita, hell, even I used to have one. But not enough people actually bought it for AAA companies to actually give a shit. And without the games, people won't buy it. But who knows, maybe Atari could get those companies to make games for the Atari Box. How? I honestly don't know. But don't rule out the possibility, cause many companies already made a comeback in the past. Look at Apple and Nintendo for example. What do you guys and gals think? Is Atari digging a deeper hole for itself, or do they actually have a genuine shot at success? Either way, just be ready for another Atari console. If you guys want to read up more on the Atari Box, I've left a link to the article on the Atari website in the description. This is John Jackson from Geek Plaza saying thanks for watching and peace out.